Namaste, ladies and gentlemen, and our viewers who have tuned in to the special lecture on cosmography in the daily Havan. My name is J. Balwant, and I am the principal of the School of Vedic Studies, and I extend a very warm and cordial welcome to all of you to this special session that will be presented by Dr. B Rambilass. A few words about Dr. Rambilass. Dr. Rambilass is an ex-lecturer in the School of, in the Department of Sanskrit at the University of Durban, Westville. He is a holder of a PhD in Sanskrit from Meerut University, and he is also the current president of the Arya Samaj South Africa, and also the founder of the Westville Hindu School. His subject, or his topic today, is cosmography in the daily Havan, and I also would like to acknowledge Swami Vedanand Saraswati, who is the spiritual head of the Arya Samaj South Africa. So without further ado, I would invite you to enjoy the lecture and hand you over to Dr. B Rambilass. Dr. Rambilass.
Namaste. Welcome to this talk once again. We often perform our yajna or any rites or puja, sometimes without understanding the wonderful meaning and the real purpose behind it. I want to touch on the word ritual so that we understand it, because often when we speak about the Havan or the yajna or Agnihotra, we use the word ritual to refer to it. The word ritual, English word ritual, comes from the Sanskrit word ritu. Ritu in turn comes from rita. Rita means the laws of the universe. Rita, and there is a verse that we all know from the penultimate hymn of the Rig Veda, in other words, the one before the last hymn, and it starts off by saying Satyancha Ritancha, meaning the truth, Satya, is Rita. In other words, we could talk about the truth and define it in any way we wish to, but ultimately the laws of the universe are the defining truth. So from that Rita then we get the word ritual, Ritu. The laws of the universe, Rita, then become Ritu. Ritu are the seasons, and we all know that in Indian philosophy, Vedic philosophy or Hindu philosophy, we believe in the cyclic nature of things. Everything works in a cycle, and the symbol 0 represents that. And nothingness, out of which everything emerges, takes its full circle and returns to that nothingness, so-called nothingness, from which it has derived. So that is the law of creation. So just to know, so that when we look at the yajna, you will keep at the back of your mind that when we are performing the Havan or the yajna, we are being reminded of the laws of the universe. Ritu and Rita, the laws and the season, and those seasons and laws we try and capture in our yajnas, in our pujas, and the rituals and rites that we perform. So the talk that I am presenting appears in this book that was published in India called Dharma, the Categorical Imperative. There are several papers in it, and the paper that deals with this is included in this book. With my talk, you will see these slides, and they help us. So we are now going into that section of the yajna, where in the yajna or the Havan, we look at how the universe is mapped out. Now, as we've said, the word cosmography, a graph, is the mapping of something. When we take something, graphics and we give it a picture or try and draw it and present it in some form, diagrammatic form, we call it a graph. So cosmography means how we map or draw a graph of the universe and how it is done in the mantras of the yajna. So the three worlds that we are talking about are the heaven, the earth and the atmosphere. Now, we need to also understand that we all give a lot of importance to the Gayatri Mantra. Just a little bit about the Gayatri Mantra. The Gayatri Mantra in the Rig Veda, the Gayatri Mantra appears several times in the Vedas, but in the Rig Veda, as you will see in this slide, in the Rig Veda, the Gayatri Mantra is Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat is how the Gayatri Mantra appears in the Rig Veda. Now, in the Yajurveda, right, we'll find that Om Bhur Bhuvah Swah is added or prefixed to the Gayatri Mantra. So together with Om Bhur Bhuvah Swah, it becomes what we call the Gayatri Mantra. So the Om Bhur Bhuvah Swah are the three words, Bhur, Bhuvah and Swah. Bhu, we get the Hindi word or Sanskrit word Bhumi, meaning the earth. Bhuvah is the intersphere or that region that is between the earth and the regions beyond, and the region beyond is called Swaha. We often use the word Swarga. Swaha, and we have Gachati to it, you get Swarga. Swarga is that region beyond the atmosphere, the unfathomable region, and infinite, unimaginable, unfathomable space where all our stars, galaxies are. So there's the three Om, Bhur, Bhuvah, Swaha, and in the Yajurveda, the Bhur, Bhuvah, Swaha is added to a lot of mantras, and you will see that in the mantras that you chant. And because of its importance, the Om Bhur Bhuvah Swah is called the Mahavyahriti. Mahavyahriti is Om Bhur Bhuvah Swah, because in Om Bhur Bhuvah Swah, just in this dictum, the whole of the philosophy of the Vedas is embodied. The whole of Indian philosophy is embodied in that. How? We say Om. Om is that sound that resonates from Akasha. You know, there are 5 elements, and without going into it, Akasha, the guna of Akasha, or the inherent quality of Akasha, the guna, is called Dhvani or sound. And that sound which reverberates and resounds in that space is called Om. And we say that Om is in Bhur, Bhuvah and Swaha. How? Bhu is the earth, or Bhumi is the earth, and we say that Om then is in every grain of sand, in every drop of water, in the rivers and the mountains, the little plants, the huge trees, the bird, the beast, in you and in me. So in everything that is in Bhu, on this earth, that Om permeates and pervades everything on this earth, Bhu or Bhumi. Then the next stage or the next world is Bhuvah. And in Bhuvah, the atmosphere, the breezes that blow, the clouds, and all of the elements that exist in this Bhuvah in a more fluid state, that again is permeated and pervaded by Om. So on the earth, Bhuh, and in Bhuvah, Om is present in everything and it resounds in everything, and therefore we meditate on Om. And we say that Om then also permeates and pervades that region beyond the atmosphere, like we said, the various galaxies, stars, that which to this day the scientists have not been able to work out, and something that we cannot even imagine. That's how vast it is. So this Om then is in every aspect of creation and it permeates all of it. So then, in the simple yajna that we do, firstly, if you look at the Havan Kund, we generally have 3 layers to it, right? And you can see there in the little picture of the Havan, here, see, the Havan there, the offering of the Samagri into it, the grains, and look at the Havan Kund, the Bhuh, the next layer being Bhuvah, the atmosphere, and Swah as the heaven, meaning that region, that infinite region beyond. Now, we look, as I've explained to you in the Yajurveda, the Bhur, Bhuvah and Swah, the Mahavyariti is added on to Tat Savitur. And now, the worlds of the Vedic cosmos, in other words, the worlds that there are 3, and those 3 are the Bhuh, the Prithvi or the earth or Bhumi, as I've explained to you, the Bhuvah or the Antariksha, the English word inter, therefore intersphere, and the Swaha or the Dyo, which is the heavenly region or the region beyond. Okay? So, now we look at the mantra that we chant, and this is when we do the Prataha and Sayankal mantras, which go Surya Jyotir Jyoti Surya Swaha, then we do Agnir Jyotir Jyotir Agni Swaha, which is the Sayankal mantra, and after that the mantras that come in go Om Bhur Agnaye Pranaya Swaha. The mantras that we chant then are Bhur Agnaye Pranaya Swaha. Then we say Bhuvar Vayave Apanaya Swaha. And then we say Swar, which is Swaha. And we talk of Aditya. Aditya is Surya. So we say Swar Aditya Vyanaya Swaha. Now, there's the mantra. So in this is the mantra that we chant, and we say Om Bhur Agnaye Pranaya Swaha Idam Agnaye Pranaya Idanna Mama. The next one we say Om Bhuvar Vayave Apanaya Swaha Idam Vayave Apanaya Idanna Mama. Then we say Om Swar Adityaya Vyanaya Swaha Idam Adityaya Vyanaya Idanna Mama. Then the next mantra says Om Bhur Bhuvah Swah Agni Vayavadityebhya Pranapana Vyanebhya Swaha. Now, the Idam na Mama is very simple. Idam na Mama, this is not mine. The yajna reminds us repeatedly, and the most important line is Idam na Mama, which becomes Idanna Mama. This is not mine. nothing is mine, and we all know that the day will come when we even leave this physical body and go, let alone all the other material belongings that we have. So Idan Namama at the end of each mantra reiterates the particular philosophy and the thought and the injunction that nothing is mine. So therefore, I offer what I ever offer for the common good of all of humanity and all of creation. So now I want you to pay attention to these words that appear. Agnaye, Pranaya, and this is repeated. So the key words are Bhur, Agnaye, Pranaya, because it's repeated. Swaha is the offering. Bhuvar, Vayave, Apanaya. So these are the three words important here. Bhuvar, Vayave, and Apanaya. Then we get Swar, Adityaya, and Vyanaya. Right? Now we'll take those three, and if we go back to the slide, right, then look at it. These words like Agnaye is in the dative case. You may not know that, but Agni, when we make an offering, we say Agnaye Swaha. Like when we say Namaha, we say Shivaya Namaha or Ramaya Namaha. So this is called the dative case. So we don't worry about the Agnaye, the dative case, but take the word Agni, because the word Agni is what we are talking about. And the next one, Pranaya Swaha. So we just take the word Prana, because that is the key word. We're taking the keywords. So we have Bhuh there, we have Agni, and we have Prana. Then the next one, Bhuvar, by Sandhi rule becomes Bhuvar, but the word, the important word is Bhuvah, and Vayu, Bhuvar, Vayave. Vayu becomes Vayave, and Apanaya is Apana. Then in the third one we get Swaha, Surya or Aditya, and Vyana. So we need to understand importantly the keywords, that is the Bhu, Agni and Prana, Bhuvaha, Vayu and Apana, Swaha, Surya and Vyana. Now the idea is to understand how the rishis have put this together, and is there a pattern in it, or are just random words thrown together. So now let's look at it and see if there is a pattern in it. Now if you look at it, look at it. If you look at the world, I've called it the world, and the first world that we are talking about is Bhuh, the earth. Right? Then we said, with the Bhuh, there is an element. There is an element that we associate with Bhuh, and that is Agni. So with Bhuh, or the earth, we have Agni, and that Agni is Prana, the air. So I've said Prana is the vital breath or the air, and I'm saying with Bhuh, according to the mantra, Agni on the earth is the vital element, because everything comes through Agni. Everything is a form of Agni. Without Agni, there can be nothing. And supporting that Agni, with that Agni, is Prana, because without Agni and Pran, we cannot have life. You and I, for that matter. That Agni is that Agni that gives me the life I have. Without that Agni, I am dead. And with that Agni, I have this vital Prana, the in and out breath, the Prana that goes with Agni. So I've defined them as three: the world, the element that goes with it, that is Agni, and Prana. Okay? Now, the next we see is the mantra goes Bhuvaha, Vayu, and Apana. So we are saying, in the region of the atmosphere, everything is in the form of Vayu. Now, Vayu doesn't literally mean the wind only, but it means the fluid state of everything. For example, the Agni on the earth would be in the gross form of the fire, the molten lava, and everything that you see. So, fire in its most solid state, right, will be seen on the earth. Then in the middle region, right, that same Agni becomes fluid. How? In the form of the lightning. The lightning is not as solid as the molten lava of the volcano, for example. It is in a very fluid state. Therefore, we say Agni. Agni is Vidyut or lightning in the form of Vayu. It is in the fluid state. In the atmosphere, the solid becomes fluid, and the airs in the middle region, right, are apana. So the prana, and like we have the middle region of the universe, which is the atmosphere, the air in the middle region is called apana. Remember, at all times, the Vedas uses the metaphor of what we can see. Now, when we breathe as well, there's the upper breath, the prana that we're breathing in, then there's the middle air that is in our alimentary canal, the digestive airs, and that is also called apana. So the airs in the middle region are called apana. Then we go to the swaha or swarga, the regions beyond the atmosphere. So that is called swaha, and it is likened to Surya or Aditya. Now, why would that be so? Because, like we said, look at Agni, the fire is in its most solid state. Then we said when it becomes, that Agni becomes Vayu or fluid. Right? When it is fluid, it is like the lightning, right? Not very tangible, but yet we can see it. When it becomes Aditya, that is why we use the word Surya Jyoti and Agni Jyoti, because now it is an even subtler state of that light that permeates all of creation. So that light, which is Jyoti in its subtlest form, then covers all three worlds. It pervades and permeates all three worlds. Therefore, here Aditya, and I've put down the word Surya, because the Jyoti, that Jyoti repeatedly is that light which is supposed to be the supreme subtle light, Jyoti, and the air that is associated with that is Vyana. Now, what air is Vyana? We said prana is the in and out breath. Apana is the middle air, the air of the middle region. Vyana then is supposed to be that air which, like Jyoti, permeates all three worlds. Vyana is that air which permeates the entire body. Now, what would that air be? I'm not a scientist, but the way I understand it and the Vedas explain it, then that air is that air that is in the blood that reaches every cell of your body, and I think the process is called oxidation. The process by which that air or oxygen reaches every cell of your body through the blood is called Vyana. So, prana, apana, that air that we breathe in and out, the middle region, the air, apana, and Vyana, like Jyoti, permeating all three worlds, the air then that permeates the entire body through the oxygen, or whatever the technical term may be, that air then which travels to every cell of the body, and the air that the Ayurveda doctor feels for when if he takes your pulse, he is reading the flow of that air in your body. That is the Vyana. So, these are the three worlds, and here again, we've taken you back again to the Pratah Sayankal mantras, where Bhuragnaye Pranaya Swaha, Bhuvarvaya Vya Panaya Swaha, Swar Adityaya Vyanaya Swaha, And the fourth mantra is a very important mantra. And now we look at, we've put some color for it to follow now, the pattern in these mantras that the rishis have put. So if we say our mantras had formula to them or formulae to them, then let's look at it. Look at it, the color that's put in there is red. Look at the Bhuh there, the Bhuvah there, and the Swah. Now we're taking the first words. And look at what the fourth mantra does. Watch it. The fourth mantra now takes the first word of each one. Bhur, Bhuvah, and Swar, Swaha. So in the fourth mantra, it has taken the threes, they are triads. When we put threes together, things in threes, in the mantras we call them triads. So it takes Bhur now, Bhuvaha and Swaha, and created our first triad. Then what it does, look at the blue. Agni, Vayu and Aditya. There's the second. Agni, there's Vayu there, and there's Aditya. So the fourth mantra now is taking the next set of triads. The first triad, Bhur, Bhuvaha and Swah, Agni, Vayu and Aditya, and look at it. The third set is Prana, Apana, Vyana. And look at the fourth mantra, it puts Prana, Apana, Vyana as the third triad. So for those of us that study yoga, you will know that Prana, Apana and Vyana is listed in the five. They are 5 A's that they give you, but here for these mantras, those 3 are taken. So you will see so clear the formula. And look at the pattern. Right? So you are seeing here, right? These are horizontally, if you look at it, Bhur Agnaye Pranaya, Bhuvar Vayavya Panaya, Swar Aditya Vyanaya. And just in case you didn't get it, the rishis are telling you now, look at it. If you missed it, look at the first 3. You get Bhur, Bhuva, Swah, Agni, Vayu, Aditya, Prana, Apana, Vyana. So when you go back to our mantra, again, showing you where it has been taken, your first mantra, the second mantra, the third mantra, and the fourth mantra now, taking them vertically and putting your triads together. So now when we look at the table, say, there you are. When you look at the fourth mantra tells you that Bhur, Agni, Prana, Bhuvaha, Vayu and Apana, Swa, Surya and Vyana is a specific formula given in these mantras. Right? And in the mantra, we are listing the 3 worlds and telling you that in each of the 3 worlds, these are the main elements and those are the vital airs that we associate with each of the worlds and each of the elements. So there's a very, very clear pattern and a structured formula which we put into a table like this. And then if we look at the next slide, again we revert each time to the mantras so that you can see the mantras in that table. And I want to take you now on to the next mantra, which after listing all of these, it says, for people, there you are, it's just to re-emphasize through color the 3 sets, and the elements there, going back again to the mantra each time to show you that. As I've explained to you now, you're seeing it there, the Bhur, Bhuva, Swah, in the fourth mantra, the Agni, Vayu and Aditya, right? And the Bhya that is used here is again dative case in the plural. Because we put these 3 nouns together, the Bhya in Sanskrit grammar shows you the plural. This time we said Apanaya, Swaha, Vyanaya, Swaha. Now we say Bhya, apana, prana, apana, vyane, bhyaha is the plural of aya, becomes bhyaha in the plural. So not to worry about that too much. It's a grammar showing it's the plural when we put swaha. Okay, and the next one, the three vital is prana, apan, vyane, bhyaha. The bhyaha is the plural. Okay. Now the next mantra, I say, gives you the essence of what you have been studying. First, the formula is given to you. You can actually map the formula. These are the three worlds. These are the three elements. These are the three airs. Right? And in the next mantra, what it says? Apaha jyotirraso amritam brahma bhur bhuva swar om swaha. I've not given it to you exactly it is. I've removed the sandhi rule so you can see the words and the meaning. Word for word is apaha is the knowledge. Apaha means knowledge. It also means waters. But like when you see a picture of Saraswati, there's water there. Water is associated with knowledge. And it is called taranga, or waves, because knowledge travels by sound and by waves. Those waves are very important, and therefore apaha is knowledge. Water here not actually meaning water, but the waves by which sound travels from one point to the next, and that is how sound and knowledge travels, right, via the sound waves. So this knowledge, apaha, is jyoti. That jyoti that we talk about is that light or knowledge. Remember when at Diwali time we say asatoma sadgamaya tamasoma jyotirgamaya. From ignorance, from darkness to light, from ignorance to knowledge, that jyoti symbolizes knowledge. So jyoti is something that you are aware of. Jyoti, so that knowledge is that jyoti. That jyoti we're talking about, that light and knowledge, which is what? Rasa amritam. Rasaha amritam. Amritam is, all of us know, immortality. Rasa, rasa, or the nectar, is the nectar, the rasa of immortality. So this knowledge which is given in those previous mantras, it says that indeed is the knowledge. And it is the rasa, the nectar, amritam of immortality. And the most important part, look at how it's put together. Again, understand the progress, the mantra from one. There's a progression, step by step progression. The next mantra now, this mantra is summing it up. And what is it saying? It is saying that rasa or the nectar, all of that is what? It is Brahma. Brahma, not Brahma, but the neuter Brahma, the absolute reality, that absolute being, the ultimate reality, that Brahma. And what is that Brahma? We see it in Bhuh. You saw your three worlds again? Your Bhuh, your Bhuvah and Swah. There's your three worlds here. So it's summing it up. Like some kind of business presentation, isn't it? Presented your map to you now, the Rishi is summing up to you what is said in that table. The Rishi is saying that now is the knowledge which is Brahma, that absolute reality which is in Bhuh, the earth, the atmosphere, Bhuvah, and that infinite region, Bhur, Bhuva, Swah. How is it? How is it? Resounding and reverberating through all of these. How? As Om. That is why Om is so important to us. When we say we should all use Om for meditation, it's not just because Swami Dayanand said it, it's because it is found in your Vedic text. And it's not just listed anyhow. There's a proper rationale, a reason given, a map drawn out to show you this is the universe, these are the airs, these are the elements. And then permeating all of it, that Bhur, Bhuva, Swah, is what? Is Om. And that Om is the Brahma that we are talking about. Permeating all three worlds. And it says, right, that permeates the Bhuh, Bhuvah, and the regions beyond as Om. So people, very, very lovely mantra that sums up what is given in that map or the graph. And then people, the next mantra, which I don't think we have here, but it says Yam Medham. I'd just like to take you a little bit further and say Yam Medham Devaganaha Pitarascha Upasate. Yam Medham, which knowledge? Devaganaha Pitarascha, our learned ones, our Devagan, and our parents, our forebears. Our parents, Pitarascha, our forebears, Devagan are the learned ones. Upasate, upasna karte. That which they prayed for, upasna karte the. That which they prayed for. Taya medhaya. With that knowledge, with all that knowledge that we spoke about, of these three worlds. Mam, adya, mam, me. Adya, today, not tomorrow. Now, as I perform this yajna. Mam adya, he Agni, O Agni, medhavinam kuru. Make me wise with this knowledge. That knowledge which Devagan and the Pitarascha, they prayed for, with that knowledge, Taya medhaya, Mam adya medhavinam kuru, make me wise. And then thereafter, the yajna completes how? We go back and say Vishwani Deva Savitar Duritani Paraswa. Remove, ultimately, finally it finishes off Duritani Paraswa. Remove all that which is not good. Vishwani Duritani, all the vices, Parasuva. Remove, take away. Yad Bhadram, that which is good and noble, that is which is virtuous, Aswa. Paraswa, take away. Asuva, bring. Yad Bhadram, that which is good and noble, Aswa, bring to me. And the final mantra says, Agni Naya Supata. O Agni, O Agni, Agni, O Agni, Naya, lead me. Supat. Supat, P-A-T-H, is the very same as the English word path. Su means the good. So it says, O Agni, lead me to this good and noble path. So, and we complete the yajna by saying, Sarvam vai Purnam Swaha. Let everything be replete. Everything is replete. Everything is full and complete. May that completeness and repleteness that I see around me, may I become one with that completeness. May I experience and feel that fullness. Because most of us as human beings, we all do this. We always feel incomplete. We always feel there is something lacking. We always want something or the other. And the yajna is reminding us that we are complete. We are full. We are replete in everything that we are. This creation is full. Right? So, therefore, when we're doing the yajna, it is very important to understand that, and I've tried to demonstrate to you now, that it is an embodiment or an encapsulation of the universe. In that yajna, that Ritu and Rita, the laws, the seasons, and all of creation is put before you in that yajna. We start off by saying, Ayanta idma atma. Ye atma hai. I am atma. This is the soul. This is my sacred spot. That yajna then becomes my sacred spot. And that sacred spot then embodies what this universe is and what my relationship with that universe is. So I find myself, I find my space within that greater space. And people, as we go on, there is the next stage in the Brahmanas, where we talk of creation, and that creation goes from the Brahmanas, where in the Puranas, and I'm going to touch on it very briefly, is the heaven and the earth then becomes in the form of the tortoise, and in the evolution of the Puranas, the tortoise then emerges from the water. The tortoise then emerges, and in the Brahmana, Shatapat Brahmana, as you see there, it takes the word Kri, because from the word Kri, the word creation comes. Kri means to do. The word creation deals with Kri, and creation in the Shatapat Brahmana takes Kri and Kurma, which is later on called the tortoise. Kurma in the Shatapat Brahmana is Purusha. Purusha, here we know Purusha, I told you the metaphor, but they take it as human being, manifest as creation, Kurma, Kri to do. In the Shatapat Brahmana, the imagery of the tortoise then comes about, Kri plus, that is again grammar, how we get the word Kurma, right, explained there, and creation emerging from there to bring out the sense of Kurma as the creator. So when you're seeing the tortoise there, the greater message is that the three worlds is embodied now in the picture of a tortoise, the upper dome. Right? In the Vedas itself, they are called bowls. Right? Chamu and Dishana are the bowls, but in that upper dome is the shell of the tortoise. The lower earth, here, that's where the flat earth comes from. It's not because the earth is flat, it is purely an imagery. And in between that dome and that flat surface is all the living stuff. So that then, just to give you a little idea of how it flows into, we trace the Kurma to the Rig Veda by going to the Taittiriya, where the Kurma acquires the status of Purusha in those verses, the Purusha Sukta, and ultimately we can trace it again to the mythology that we find in the Puranas, and how the tortoise then becomes an incarnation of Vishnu. People, I want to thank you very much for joining me, and like I said to you, please, when we do make claims that the Vedas are scientific, then we say it because they are truths. If not scientific, at least these are eternal truths. What is written in the Vedas does not have any particular religious bias, or does not say this is so because a particular God said it or anything like that, but we believe that the Vedas are a set of revelations by rishis who are seers, who are able to sit and contemplate, and who are able to then pass that revelations on to us through the Vedas. So let us take some time, read the Vedas, study what they are, and understand the kind of formula, patterns, and graphs that are put together to help us understand our world, this universe and space that you and I are a part of. Namaste and thank you.